Let me ask you something straight. Have you ever made a financial decision and thought right after, why did I do that? Knowing it was wrong, but doing it anyway. Buying something you didn't need. Spending money you had set aside for something else. Getting to the end of the month with no idea where it all went. That's not weakness. It's not lack of discipline. And it's definitely not stupidity. There's a scientific explanation for this kind of behavior. And once you understand what's happening inside your head every time you deal with money, a lot of things are going to make sense in a way they never have before. Stick with me. Because what I'm about to show you in this video isn't self-help talk. It's neuroscience. And it changes everything. You're not irresponsible with money. Your brain is running an old program, one that was installed when you were still a child. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand how that program got installed. Without you asking for it. Without you knowing. And without you having any chance to question it at the time. You'll understand why smart people keep making bad financial decisions over and over again. Why lottery winners almost always end up back where they started within a few years. And why kids from wealthy families tend to stay wealthy not because of inheritance, but because of something much deeper. And more important than understanding the problem, you're going to know what to do to actually start changing it. Not with willpower. With something neuroscience shows actually works. Before we get into it, I need you to hold on to one thing. What you're about to see isn't theory. It's the exact mechanism operating inside you right now while you're watching this, while you're thinking about money, while you're making financial decisions without even realizing you're making them. And there are 3 specific things this mechanism explains. Why some people turn their lives around out of nowhere, while others spend decades trying and never move. Why money that falls into your lap disappears just as fast as it came. And why knowing what to do with money is not enough to actually do it. You're going to understand all 3. But first you need to understand what's really going on inside you. Think about your relationship with money. Not what you know about money, what you feel when the subject comes up. When you think about investing, what hits first? The opportunity to grow, or the fear of losing what you have? When you start earning a little more, what happens naturally? You save, or you find reasons to spend. When you see someone who's very successful in front of you, what crosses your mind? Admiration and curiosity? Or some kind of distrust, judgment, maybe even resentment? Those reactions aren't rational. You don't choose to have them. They just show up. And they show up because they were installed in you long before you had any ability to question them. They were installed in childhood. By your family. By your environment. By the stories you heard about money when you didn't even understand what money was. And that's exactly where the core of all this lies. Most people believe their relationship with money is a matter of choice. That you just have to want it, decide, stay disciplined, and things change. But neuroscience says otherwise. In 2008, researchers at the University of Cambridge published a study led by neuroscientist John Coates, who spent years studying the financial behavior of traders and investors. What he found was that financial decisions are dominated by emotional and hormonal responses that happen before the rational part of the brain even gets involved. In other words, you've already made the financial decision emotionally, before you're even aware you were deciding. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2017, spent decades documenting exactly this kind of behavior. His work showed that people don't make financial decisions like rational agents. They make decisions like emotional beings trying to appear rational. The belief that you consciously control your financial decisions is, for the most part, an illusion, and accepting that is untweakness. It's the first real step toward change. So where do these emotional responses that drive your financial decisions actually come from? From ingrained patterns, from old memories, from associations formed in the earliest years of life. There's a concept in neuroscience called neuroplasticity. In plain terms, the brain has the ability to rewire itself based on the experiences we go through. But that ability isn't the same throughout life. It's exponentially greater in childhood, especially between birth and age 7. Psychologist and cell biologist Bruce Lipton, author of The Biology of Belief, showed through his research that during this phase children operate predominantly in theta brainwaves, the same state adults enter during hypnosis, a state of near total absorption, with no critical filter. Everything you heard about money during that phase, money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are crooks. We're not that kind of family. Money is hard wasn't recorded as an opinion. It was recorded as the truth. And that truth is still running inside you today, silently, automatically. When you get some unexpected money and feel an almost involuntary urge to spend it, that's a hardwired pattern telling you money is temporary. And suddenly expenses appear that eat up exactly the extra amount you just earned. That has a name. Behavioral economists call it lifestyle inflation. But the root is psychological. The brain has an internal financial thermostat. When your mind is programmed for a certain level, whether of wealth or poverty, it will work to keep you there. If you drop below it, it motivates you to climb back up. If you rise above it, it's sabotaged you, unconsciously, in ways you don't even notice. T. Harv Eker, in the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, puts it plainly: if your internal financial thermostat is set low, it doesn't matter what you do, you'll keep producing low results. And that thermostat explains one of the most fascinating things about financial behavior. Why do most people who win the lottery end up back at their original financial situation within 5 years? A study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research in the United States followed lottery winners over several years. The result was consistent. Most returned to their previous financial level regardless of how much they won. The explanation isn't a lack of financial education. It's the thermostat doing exactly what it was set to do. The only way to permanently change the outcome is to reprogram the thermostat. Not the habits, the root. That's why financial education alone doesn't fix it. You can know everything about compound interest, portfolio diversification, spending control, but if the thermostat is still calibrated for scarcity, you'll find ways to sabotage every step forward you take. So what separates the people who actually turn things around from those who spend decades trying and stay stuck in the same place? It's not willpower. Research at Case Western Reserve University, led by psychologist Roy Baumeister, showed that willpower is a limited resource. It runs out over time. Anyone who relies on it alone to change their behavior will eventually lose. What actually works is repeated exposure to a different environment, different references, different stories. The brain rewires through experience, not through intention, not through desire, through repeated, consistent experience that builds new neural connections and weakens the old ones. In other words, you don't think differently to act differently. You act differently to think differently. And that's the answer to the first question. Why do kids from wealthy families tend to stay wealthy? It's not inheritance. It's exposure. From an early age, they're surrounded by conversations about investing, opportunity, and growth. Their thermostat was calibrated for abundance not because they're special, but because their environment exposed them to different patterns. The good news is that exposure is something you can create consciously at any point in your life. So let's connect everything. You're not where you are because of bad intentions. You're where you are because your brain is running a program that was installed long before you had any say in it. That program defines how much you think you deserve to earn. It defines how you react when money shows up. It defines the level of risk your body can handle. And it defines almost automatically the financial decisions you make every single day. Kids from wealthy families stay wealthy because their environment set their thermostat differently, and you can build that environment for yourself right now. Lottery winners return to their starting point because the thermostat didn't change along with the balance and without reprogramming the root. Any progress is temporary. And smart people keep making bad financial decisions because intelligence and emotional programming are two separate systems, and the emotional one almost always wins when the two are in conflict. But programs can be rewritten, not with willpower alone, with consistent exposure to new references. Neuroscience confirms that new neural connections can form at any stage of life. The window didn't close, it just got smaller. And you can still get through it. The first step is simple, and you can start today. Observe your emotional reactions when money comes up. Don't judge them. Just watch. Write them down if you need to, because you can't reprogram something you can't see. Over time, that observation alone starts to create distance between the old pattern and the conscious decision, and that's where real change happens. If you made it this far, you already did something most people never do. You stop to understand where your financial behaviors actually come from. Hit like and subscribe to the channel. Every week there's a new video. No fluff, no empty motivation about money, mindset, and what actually separates the people who stay stuck from the ones who break through. See you in the next one.